Hey guys, welcome back to Nikke. In today's video, we are talking Isabel because I've been re-rolling to get a decent Isabel account for a few days now, based purely off of my own idea that I really like her design and also that I think she has so much potential if we can start stacking the buffs. And the team I originally was like gonna try and build, which was my idea, was using the 3 cooldown reducers of volume, dollar, and also Lita, if I can find her, for those that don't know the character names yet, and Lita or however you want to say it. Then along with Vesti, because Vesti also has reduces burst time and stacking effects. However, Vesti is bugged, and also when I was doing some testing on a friend's account who had all of those units except for dollar, I found that the charge, their rate of charge getting to the next the rate of the charge of their burst, so their burst generation, was too slow. So even though you had all these reductions, it was still too slow. And then I saw the greatest thing ever, which was this video, which I'll pop up here and show you guys. So this one, massive shout out, let's minimize this for a sec, to Violet here. So make sure you go drop this video a like. Violet, I had a big chat to him. He said he's not trying to make a channel or anything, just uploading some stuff, but still go show some support because this is really cool stuff. So massive shout out to Violet, had a big chat. Now his team is at level 120, and this is clearing the Interception S, which is, you know, a really important thing once you start getting up to those levels to get more gears. So I thought this was absolutely amazing when I saw this, and I wanted to show you guys, and basically this is just reaffirming my want to get a nice Isabel account, because over on my other account I don't actually have any of these units that go with this team. So I want to build an account to sort of focus around Isabel because I really do like her, but this team is insane. Now you're going 3 shotgun users. This intercept, the boss spends a lot of time. The boss is very big as well, so your shotguns can get a pretty good effect, and what you'll notice is the rate of getting to the burst skill is super fast. Like you're looking at like 4 to 6 seconds once you finish your full burst to get towards your next full burst, which is a huge rate of advancement to get so many burst skills. And then once Isabella is stacked 3 times, every burst skill she uses after that is absolutely huge. Now, obviously we've gone the full shotgun synergy, so you're getting the sugars buff for the shotguns as well. And like I said, this boss is catered towards shotguns. Now, in campaign and stuff, this isn't going to be as effective because you still have other things like, you know, like your Scarlet and stuff like that. So like shotguns aren't as good in campaign. This boss, they're really good at, but this is just showing you guys what Isabel can do. And this is a fantastic team for this if anyone is looking for a team and they might have these units. But let's jump over and let's just take a look at this as a run through. So we'll take a look. I absolutely loved this. Let's put some volume on. But you can see how quick, and watch this with the reduction on burst time. When you've only got the first use of Lita's skill, Lita is on cooldown when you get to burst again. She's got a 7-second cooldown. After you've reduced her cooldown by 2 units, that is how fast this team is charging up, and that is ridiculous. But also, this is done at level 120. Now, 120, from the people I've spoken to, is an amazing level to be able to clear this fully at, which is ridiculous. People going, because once you get to 121, you get that big buff to stats. And there's still people that haven't done it at 121 that I've spoken to. So this is pretty solid. But as you can see, burst about to finish, and watch the charging. Look how quick that burst charges with those shotguns. It's insane. And honestly, like that's like all you really need. And you don't need the extra reducer in what's her face? In volume, because you get enough effect out of just having dollar and Lita, which is really cool. And then you're just getting so much damage once she's fully stacked. I absolutely love it. Now, this does take really good manual play to hit all those red circles. If you've tried this boss, you know those circles are annoying as hell. And if you miss one, you just get nuked. And the other thing to note is that with with Isabel, she needs longer fights. She needs the longer duration to be able to shine. When you look at the firing range or something like that, the battle is too short for her to actually start scaling and doing what she's meant to do. So I find in the firing range, she's never going to really excel because the battle isn't long enough. You need these longer fights to really make her work, because I think the firing range is like 90 seconds or something like that. And I think we're close. What do we got? We got a minute 14 left. So yeah, so these battles are super long. And like now, like after her third ult, just everything is just a massive nuke because she just deals the massive damage. Also on top of that, she increases that damage taken by the boss, which further escalates it because you're cycling through these ults faster. And every time she does an ult, you got 5 seconds of just insane damage dealing capacity because of that debuff that she's putting on the boss. And I mean, her ability is full AoE, but even on a boss, like it's super effective. It is super effective because it allows you to still have the dollar in that burst 2 slot. Because Novel is the other one that applies that effect, but Novel is a burst 2 and then would fight with dollar for that slot. But there you go. That is the battle. That is the Isabel. And that's how you're trying to upgrade your gear, and that is the damage once again. But like I said, I absolutely love that. I think it's really cool. I like watching people do things with units that everyone rates as poorly. It also happened that he uploaded this like 5 hours after I did my underrated units list with Isabel, but I absolutely love it. I'm definitely going for an Isabel account for some fun. Now let's jump back over here and actually look at Isabel herself and just talk about like what's actually going on there, because I didn't actually go through the skills. Probably should have done it at the start, but we're here now, so let's jump in. So when we look at Isabel, let's jump to skills, and this is max skilled obviously, so she doesn't have this as base, but activates when using a burst skill, affects self. She gets the mark target 1, she gets crit rate up. For 45 seconds, mind you, really solid. And this means she can just cycle through and keep stacking it up. And then after her second ult, if she's already got the other buff, she gets crit damage up. And then if she's already got that buff on her third burst skill, she gets attack up. So she's buffing herself with crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Then this one activates, affects 5 enemy units with the highest defense, deals 170% attack damage. Now, I don't know the cooldown on this one, I have to check. Unfortunately, my version of the game doesn't show cooldowns. Other people's version of the game shows cooldowns. I don't know why. But this has effect when we look at her next ability, which is her burst, which affects all enemies, only deals 149% damage. Not massive, but effect changes according to the caster's status. If you got mark target 1, you get enemies damage taken, and this is full AoE up by 40%, which is really effective for 5 seconds, and then deals additional damage, and then deals additional damage. But having said that, remember that these stack. So if you're in mark target 3, you also get all the previous effects, meaning that she goes up to somewhere around like a 700 to 800 multiplier, plus increasing damage they take by 39%, which is quite huge. Now it does reduce the burst time, but I honestly don't mind that, because like a lot of buffs are 5 seconds, and this allows you to get round to them faster and gain those effects more often. So that's like sort of the goal from this one. But the reason I mentioned this skill too as being nice, because it's an AoE that doesn't require use of the burst skill, meaning that after she's going to have this debuff applied to them, and then she can go ahead and use this and get extra damage on that as like a passive AoE. I know it's an active skill, but you get what I mean, a non-burst skill AoE. So that's a really cool thing. Like I said, I just really like this character, and I'm definitely going to do more testing on her once I get set up with her, because I think she's got a fair few teams that she can really work in. It's just a matter of balancing out the comp that you're using to reduce burst time and burst cooldowns, but also having enough like competency in your team to generate the burst gauge fast enough that you're actually making use of those reductions. Because if you don't generate enough burst, then there's no point having the reductions. But anyway, I just wanted to get that one out there. If you guys have any other cool teams that you're working, any other cool concepts, let me know. I just love finding out things that people aren't using, because it's a bit of fun. That's the point of games, having fun and finding new things. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.